It's Toni and Gina, and it is time
to wind
down.
And you know what? This week, it is really time to wind down. I am so glad it's Friday.
We were both like trying to catch our breath as we're even logging in because we're running literally
a little bit.
But it's Friday, so it's been a very good week, a busy week, and we are excited to talk about business. So shout out to everyone who's logged in and listening. I want to do my Miss Marianne. Did you want
Jer? Yeah. She's freezing. You might want to come on up.
Oh no. Let's see. I'm freezing.
Yeah. As long as you can still see me, I get that. That's good. Am I freezing?
No,
We're
see you.
The modem and all, but let's keep going.
Yeah. Well, did you watch Romper Room when you were young?
I did. Okay.
So Miss Marianne on Romper Room, remember when she would always see people? I see Toni. I see Stacy. I see Dawn in Romper Room. And so right now I'm trying to see who's all here. So if you're in the live, if you're with us live, give us a shout out and tell us where you are watching us from. Like, where are you from? Because we have people from all over the globe last time. So we want to know where, see, I'm still coughing a week later.
Because where are you this week?
I am in Phoenix right now. Well, in Golden Canyon. I'm in Arizona right now and just got done with a 4.5 mile hike up to see these really cool hieroglyphs up in these rocks. Really cool. And tell us where you are today.
I'm nowhere. Well, I'm where I always am, which is in Montreal, in my little office. So, do we want to jump in?
Yes.
You want to go first?
Yes.
You want me to go first?
Well, you go first. You know what? Let's tell everyone about our groups that we want them to know about because we forgot
last week.
Yeah.
Right. So my Facebook group is called Influential Innovators. And it's really a place where we talk about, we share ideas, we push each other to be more innovative. There's a ton of content, just like Gina's group, ton of content every day, every week. And so I'd love to have you come and join us. So Influential Innovators, if you just check that out on Facebook, you will find a group of influential innovators. And Gina, yours is, because I'm part of your group as well.
Yeah, DIY Social. And that's where we share marketing. And we're always looking for what are innovative marketing ideas. So you and I cross paths in this area, customer experience and marketing innovation. And at DIY Social, if you just go to facebook.com/groups and then DIY Social, ideas, really great experiences, and cool as a cucumber. Oh, Denise Stimple is here, and Denise is right outside, sitting on the patio here near the pool. So shout out, Miss Marianne sees Denise. Jed, hey Jed, good to see you here. What, Jed? Where are you? You're in somewhere in the cold weather, I think, Jed. But we're going to talk about some cool customer experience innovation, which I want to ask Toni, because you recently did a webinar.
Yeah, you are frozen, but I'm guessing that you were asking me about my webinar on how to turn a business card into a powerful marketing tool.
Business card.
Here is coming to the rescue because
no, I don't.
A little internet issue going on. So I just want to make sure we are plugged in the way we're supposed to be and everything is.
It's probably, yeah.
I apologize to the folks because we're plugged right into the modem, and so that shouldn't be happening.
It could be at my end, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
But
so yes,
you did some business cards.
Yes. So a couple of weeks ago, or probably even a month ago, I posted a video on LinkedIn called Business Card Boredom. And it got a ton of views, like I think over 2,000 views. So it occurred to me that this was something that people were really excited about. So in the group, we did a session on how to turn your business card into a powerful marketing tool. So if you join the group, the recording is actually in there. So go enjoy. I mean, the whole concept is that we had a great discussion around whether or not in today's day and age, we actually still need a business card, which was a great question. And my answer is absolutely. It's another opportunity to tell your brand story in a way that is innovative and create a business experience.
I don't know. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. I don't know who's frozen, her or me, or if this is Be Live. Be Live. What's going on? Okay. And Bob said I was freezing, but now it looks like Toni's freezing. So interesting. So Toni and I were talking about business cards, email. What are we doing to be more innovative with these touch points and with our customers? And I think one of the things that sparked this conversation for me, and Toni, there you are, you're back, is both are live now. Thanks, Bob. Bob, thank you for being our behind the scenes.
For the record, I was still alive. For the record, I was still alive, but I wasn't live.
Good. That's why I always go, I'm going to keep talking because I just don't know. But Toni, you and I were talking about, just these different points, or we usually call them these touch points, where we can really be innovative with the way that we engage with our customers. And one example that I ordered this deodorant because my friend Denise had ordered this deodorant and sent me the email, the email that came right after you ordered the deodorant. And it's native, I think it's their website is nativecos.com, but they sell this all natural deodorant. But their email, and I'll pull it up, was so creative and out there that it was a wow experience. And then, like you always say, Toni, is it sustainable? What happens after that? Because sometimes we get really creative with a business card and then it doesn't match anything else. Which I'm curious on your point, what do you do, or, what advice do you have for us to take it all the way through? Because sometimes we get excited about voicemail or our email signature line, but then it stops there.
Well, here's what I like to, the analogy I like to make is, or it's a metaphor, or I never know the difference between, I think it's an analogy. We're talking about telling your brand story, and every story has a title, right? Every story has some key protagonists, and then every story has a chapter. So if you only read one chapter of a story and didn't read the rest, you wouldn't truly understand the book. And if you read one chapter of a story and then went to the next chapter and it was on something that had nothing to do with the chapter you read before, you would feel a disconnect and you would think that it's not a great book. So what I suggest to people is make a master touchpoint opportunity list. And if you want an example, and I'm not pushing, it's for free, you just sign up. There's a master touchpoint opportunity list on at toninewman.com. Just go to the blog and download it and you'll see a bunch of samples there. But to make a master touchpoint opportunity list for your business and then pick 5 to 10 where for your business, you think those 5 or 10 have the highest impact and highest return and highest influence. And what that means is, how many people does it touch? Do those people care about that particular touch point? And if you invest some money in it, will it come back? Will you get a good return? Business cards for us are not about sharing contact information. They're about creating an experience. Ours is the little monkey. I think a lot of people have seen this one. It's our little George. This is our little monkey. So it's all about, will that provide a good return on investment? Yes. So your point is very well taken, Gina. One touch point is never enough.
Right. And so let me read you this email that came when I ordered this deodorant. Again, this was my first experience with the company, and I get this email that says, Gina, you rock. It was just another mundane day at our office when suddenly Jackie took a look at the computer and her eyes widened. We did it, she exclaimed. We got an order from Gina Schreck. Laura jumped out of her chair and ran to Jackie's desk. She even read the entire email. she didn't even read the entire email. She just saw Gina and started screaming in delight. OMG, this is real. We have an order from Gina. The entire office erupted in applause. Party in the USA blared from the speakers. This is a long story email. And then it says, as soon as we're done exchanging high fives, we'll send you the tracking information so you can track your package. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to us. And then it has their support email. And then there's my order number and blah, blah, blah. Now, okay, immediately I'm thinking, I love this company. This is marketing right here. This is an amazing experience. So then when I got the box was great. The packaging was just, but what was interesting is it went from funny to this is the packaging, it was delivered on time. They followed up. Then their follow-up emails were more serious. Now, maybe that's what their intent was, but I thought there was kind of a disconnect that there was someone who had a really funny personality who crafted that first email.
Yes.
Then it got down to business. So I think that's something, keeping it congruent.
Keeping it congruent. And that's all about being strategic and also being sustainable, because you need to understand what part of your story you're trying to tell. Right. But if you don't continue to tell the same story. In fact, I was doing Friday's my research day, which works out well that we do our show on Fridays. But I spend about 4 or 5 hours researching every Friday. And I came across, you guys need to check these people out. It's called The Dodo. The Dodo. And it is a YouTube channel devoted to animals and creating awareness just of creating connections with animals. And I watched a video that was done by the owner of that, or I presume she was the owner. And she talked about being always telling their story in the same way. Mm. Some of the videos are cute. Some of them are more serious, but they always tell their story in the same way. So I think that's the point we're trying to make here, Gina, is to some extent, the story you're telling it and the way you're telling it needs to be recognizable. And if you're hysterically funny and clever in one, and then the next email that comes in is totally predictable, then what's worse is not only are you not innovative, you've created a bit of a disconnect. Right.
And it's it's interesting. I don't know what made me think of this, but do you remember in the days when they would make albums and we were talking about the one by Styx and it had Mr. Roboto. And the whole album was a story and each song told part of the story. So if you took your whole story of your brand and then broke it into, different songs, or different pieces, then to make sure that it's all consistent. And I think that is
and that works as long as, because I don't want to mislead anybody who's listening, as long as you have the title of your story and the subtitle of the story before you start making those chapters. Because often what happens is people don't have the title, they don't have the subtitle of their story, and they go, well, we're fun and we're emotional. And when they come up with all of these words, and I go, but they mean nothing because they're not tied into what your brand stands for overall. So it's really important, and that's a whole other conversation, but it's really important to have what I call that kind of umbrella title and subtitle that helps your customers understand who you are and what you do.
Would you say that that's kind of your company name and tagline?
It could be. It often is, except when I run into people whose company's name or clients whose company's names and taglines aren't that good. And then that doesn't work. But yeah, your name, for example, Social Connects, tells exactly what you do. The Innovation Advantage tells exactly what we do. Our tagline, more customers, more revenue, more growth. Boom. That's the title of our story. And so everything needs to fit in there. So if all of a sudden I start posting an article on team building, for example, and start talking about team building without tying it to innovation or anything at all, then that doesn't connect with the title of my story. Make sense? I'm trying to squeeze it into like 2.5 seconds here, but yeah.
No, that makes sense. So yeah, I think anytime we sit down and look at it, I mean, we always look at our brand and our the culture at Social Connects is more fun. And it is, I mean, it's social. If you're at a social event, it's more fun. So we're always looking at, okay, does that come through? And does it turn off some people? Yes. There are some people that won't want to have that personality come out in that way, but that's okay too. You want to
because they're not your ideal customer.
They're not my ideal customer. And I've had people tell me that because we have a fun voicemail, and our contact page on our website is unique, that it says, you know, you can stare at a dot and send a telepathic message, or you can, you know, we have different ways that you can get a hold of us. And my business cards say Google me, and you know, we have those things all. And I've had people tell me, you should, one of my clients actually said, you might want to make your voicemail more serious, because some of our corporate folks who are calling, will be calling as we line up these other franchises, might not find the sense of humor to be in line. And I was just like, yeah, no. And I actually at one point did change it, and changed it right back, because I thought that's not who we are. And so I think that whole thing, like you're saying, what is your story? Make sure you stay true to that all the way through.
Yeah, and you know, you don't write a book without knowing who your ideal reader is and who you're writing the book for.
Right.
And so your business is the same. If there are people who don't feel, I mean, let's go back right to the beginning to your deodorant example. Not a whole lot of men in their 50s, say, who would get very excited about getting an email like that. They'd go,
OMG.
Yeah, Tim, you got me so excited. So what I love about them is they are very clear on who their target market is.
You're right. That's a good point. Know who your audience is as you're crafting all these touch points, and make sure that they are in alignment with who you're trying to serve. Okay, I saw an image, and actually I'm going to hit share screen. Last week I did, and it showed that it was sharing, and then I found out later that there was some issue with Be Live. We went into a Be Live chat, and it never, I don't think it ever showed. So I'm going to try it, and if those of you in the live chat, let me know if you do not see this, because I'm going to share a picture, Toni, that you sent over.
I don't want to start there, though. Don't share that one yet. That's my second. That's my follow-up one.
Okay, you let me know when to hit share then.
But the one I'm the most excited about, and somebody I really, really like told me about this one. Who could that? Oh, it was you. The 19 Crimes bottle.
Oh, yeah. And yeah,
19 Crimes bottle. So here's the thing. I love this. I love this. And I can't see the chat, but if you know 19 Crimes wine, can you type in?
Yeah. Put yes in the chat.
Put yes. Yes, I know that. So I don't know how this is going to work live, so I'm going to talk through it as we go. But this is the 19 Crimes bottle. Okay, it's probably backwards in the screen. But anyway, this is the 19 Crimes bottle. And so here's what was really interesting. When this wine came out, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, this label was hugely different. It stood out. The name of the wine stood out. The type of the label with the prisoner on it, because it's all about these people who were sent off to these penal colonies in Australia, and the different wines have the faces of the different people on it. Now, I want to make a little caveat right here. Everything I'm going to say is based on all things being equal. I always have to remind people of that, all things being equal, meaning it has to be a good wine.
True.
It has to be a good wine, but when the best are competing with the best, how do you stand out from the rest of the best? Okay, so 19 Crimes, really, really, really good wine. But what they did, Gina, 6 months ago, whatever. Yeah.
Because Kirk, my husband, came home and told me.
Yeah.
I think he read it somewhere. And then you and I were in Wisconsin, and I told you.
Yeah. So the idea is they put artificial intelligence into the labels. And so now there is an app. You can download the app, and you can, it's probably not going to work live. Not going to work. Just when
have it. Okay. I was going to say, I think I have the app on my phone, but you have it.
Yeah. He's not going to talk because it's live, but it does work. And he does talk. And every one of the characters tells a different story. You have to go try it. You have to go try it. But here's the couple of points I want to make. Number one, people don't share better, they share different. I have never told anybody about 19 Crimes, even though we've been drinking it since it came onto the market. I've never mentioned it to anybody until this label thing. This is an innovative experience. And as soon as I found out, I started mentioning it in my presentations. I'm talking to you about it today. We have people over for dinner, and we go, oh, you need to see this. So what are those, moment, you need to see this? What are those moments in your business? Because if you can't make them care, they won't share. And we live in an economy where we grow our businesses by sharing. If you can't get people excited about the experience of your product, no matter how good it is, then they will hold that message for themselves and they won't tell anybody else. And then today, hit the share button, please, or the screen button. In my research journey, I found out about this gin called Griffith Brothers Gin. Now, what these people did is they created a heat responsive label. So the label changes color when the vodka is too warm.
Oh, wow.
Now, the reason that this is not just cool but strategic is because Griffiths Brothers Gin, their differentiating factor is that it is cold, whatever the word is. There's something in the way it's made that has to do with being cold. I have it in front of me. Let me find it.
Kind of like cold brew, or like cold brew coffee, or cold.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to waste time looking for it. But cold distilled or something like that is part of this brand story. In fact, I would say that that is the title of this brand story. So what they did is they created something in a label that actually changes color to send a message to their customers. Also interactive. Second point, but I know you want just second point that we all need to think about is when this came out, this was different.
Yeah.
They had to keep moving forward. It's not different anymore. They had to add something. All of this AI and labels going further and further, you're either in it or you're behind it. And so if you think about it, what's the label of your business and how could you integrate some of this technology into what you do? I got so excited about those things today.
So now we're all going to have to go buy wine and gin. We're not promoting alcoholism, but this could be a theme that we're seeing. Okay, I can see that it shared that time on the screen. So I'm going to now hit stop sharing. Yeah, I do think it's really interesting because, you know, augmented reality is what these are, using, which could be too out there for a lot of, brands, or it may not be right for your brand. But I think we always have to be exploring. We have to be looking at what is out there, what's being done.
And I think we have a sense that all of this stuff is really expensive, and it may be, I don't know. But the reality is that by the time the unexpected becomes expected, it's already too late. Right. So the question is, do you want to be on the train, in front of the train, or trying to catch up to the freaking train, right? And so if we don't start integrating some of this stuff into what we're doing, we're done. We're done.
And I love Corey. Actually, she had the tweetable. People don't care how much you know until they know how much what people don't know how much you
people
know.
Don't care how much you know.
How much you know. If I could read it, until they know how much you care. Absolutely. There's another. We've got all these good tweetables.
Yeah, and mine I kind of mixed it up, but it is if they don't care, they won't share.
Yeah, I love that because
they won't share.
And like you said, it has to be something really unique, or we don't share it, because why would we share something that everyone else is doing? It's not exciting to us. It's interesting because there was a product at the mall over the holidays, and it was called Nitro Dragon. And it was basically, they came up with this concept of a cup that was filled with some sort of cereal, like Trix cereal or Kix, or there were these balls. And then they poured the dry ice, is it nitrous oxide? I don't know, nitro something, over them, and it froze them. And then they give them to you. You have a whole cup of them, and you're eating it, but all the smoke starts coming out of your mouth. Now that, I looked at it and went, okay, that's really interesting, because everybody fell for it that walked by. Everybody wanted to experience it. This really unique experience. Would you do it again? Because it was $9 for a cup of them. Yeah.
Is it sustainable? I don't know. If you've done it once, is it done?
Well, we said, it's interesting because Denise and I were talking about this going, I wouldn't do it again, but if you put that same cart at Disneyland, you've got a great business.
And this is so cool what you just said. was because when we talk about the S for sustainable, part of what that means is how long, what's the shelf life of that idea? And the shelf life of that idea depends how often your target audience sees it. So if it's at the mall and the same people are going to the mall, then it will, they'll become blind to it. If you're at Disneyland or Disney World where the audience is changing every day, you could keep that idea and make a fortune. So
it goes back to knowing who your target market is, because the target market in a mall, not so sustainable. Put it somewhere like an amusement park. So yeah, being unique, being innovative, but also really identifying and just drilling down who is my target market. And then how do you serve that target market in an innovative way?
Yes, absolutely.
Everything that you do.
And another thing I'd throw in is, we keep talking about experiences, and I call the word experience a bit of an eyes glaze over word, because we've used it so much, people don't actually, we all assume we know what we mean, but actually nobody really knows what we mean. And so one of the things I think we need to think about when we are building an experience to be sure it is an experience is, A, does it change how that person feels? If somebody's doing it, does it change how they feel about your brand or about what your brand stands for? The second thing would be, does it fall short of or exceed that person's expectations? So when I pick up a bottle of wine, I do not expect the label to talk. So that's pretty, but here's the kicker, folks. The third one is, will it create a story that people feel compelled to share? If you are not creating a story that people feel compelled to share, then it is not truly an experience. You may think it is, right? But if people don't feel compelled to share, then you haven't gone far enough. Okay, so in our audience here, that's here live, only Denise had said in the chat that yes, she has seen 19 Crimes. I'm curious, because Denise and I were talking about this. How many of you in the audience watching this video live or replay have ever seen 19 Crimes in the store? Just write yes if you have seen the bottle. Doesn't matter if you've ever had it. Because what we noticed is nowhere on the bottle does it tell you, download the app, and put your phone over the label and it's going to talk to you. So we started thinking, missed opportunity. Yes. That how many people have seen the wine but have no idea that there was this unique experience waiting for them? That is a great point. In fact, they've just changed the name of the app. It's no longer 19 Crimes. It's called Living Wine Labels, which means, I guess, that other brands have caught on. Are doing it, maybe. Are doing it. So now it's already not so unique. But that's a phenomenal point, because if people don't know you have a great experience, right, then maybe they were counting on underground buzz. Or maybe they were counting on you and I. Yeah. And I was going to say, but maybe maybe they were saying, let's just get this organic chatter going. But I've never seen a commercial for it. Again, maybe it's in magazines. I'm curious if anybody knows or has seen something, because as far as we know, and I don't know where Kirk actually saw the info about that. Maybe it was like in Fast Company magazine or something where he was reading it and saw the experience, told me, I told you, you told. So that may be what their goal was. But I kind of look at, sometimes in business, we think we're so unique. We think there's something about our business that is so different. And the reality is nobody knows. It may be unique and different, but nobody knows. Because now that you bring this phenomenal point up, which is going to go in my blog when I do it about this, is that how cool would it be that if this was in the liquor store and it had something that said scan the label, then you end up with a crowd of people standing in the 19 Crimes, right? Scanning the bottle and having a talk, and then people are coming over and going, oh, gee, show me, can I do that? Can I do that? So you're right. It seems like a huge missed opportunity. I don't know, maybe some legal thing, or I don't know. You're right. That's kind of interesting. Like, opportunity. I'm curious now. I want to go. It's just research, purely research, but go in every liquor store and ask the people that work there, how do you make the label talk? And they'll probably then not serve me any more liquor, because they probably will think I've been drinking. But if you were to ask the liquor store employee, how do you make the label, would they even know? Oh, how do you make it talk with your phone? Yeah. I'm curious if the employees that work in a liquor store even know that it does that. Oh, that's very cool.
You know, how are they getting the word out that this bottle is different? So yeah, it's kind of interesting for us to all think about that. Sometimes we think we're unique. How are people? Do they know? So
yeah, and that's a huge point.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Anything. So, and again, I look at the native deodorant, I look at the gin, I look at the wine. It's all about being different enough that people talk about it, that people share it. I would not have ordered this native deodorant if Denise had not sent me the email saying, oh my gosh, this is the funniest email. And I thought it was so great. I had to order it just to get my own email. And I wanted to see what other touch points involved in the whole process, the whole sales journey would,
Was your email the same as hers?
Yeah, it was exactly the same.
Okay, and what was the subject line?
Let's see, I've got it right here. It was, Gina, you rock.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. So that's very cool. That's very cool. It was okay. Well, we should probably let everybody go for the weekend.
Yes, wind down for the weekend.
Time to wind down for the weekend, and cheers.
Drinking.
And remember to check those 2 Facebook groups. We're both in each other's, but there's very different stuff in both groups, and it's the magic of putting both of those pieces of information and groups of information together that that makes the magic.
And helps you build your business by being more innovative and really examining everything every week. What are we doing that's different? And how are we serving our customers? And yeah, that's our goal. Build your business.
Absolutely. Build your business. Stand out in a crowded marketplace.
Toni, this was very fun to wind down with you. Everyone, thank you for joining us. This was awesome. I hope you have a great weekend.
Yes, we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.